IEM manufacturers getting into the true wireless headphone sector is nothing completely new, but I'm glad to announce that I have now here Tanchjim's new contender, the Tanchjim Mino, in my hands. That looks pretty promising, and I want to do a quick unboxing and review, so let's get started. Here's what you find inside of the packaging. You can see already like prominently Bluetooth 5.3 and ANC. So yes, they have ANC and transparency mode. And there you can see the Tanchjim logo. Then we have the Mino kind of envelope, and inside we have USB-C to C cable. And of course, two other tips like small and large. I already have the large put on there. It comes with the medium ones, and this is the case that you can see here. It's like this transparent case. We have left and right indicator. You can close it up there. We have in front LED Tanchjim as name here, and on the back there we have the Mino. We have charging via USB Type-C on the bottom there, and there's no button or anything else to pair because you do it on the earbud themselves. As you can see here, this is the earbud. So we have like the left here in my hands, and let's check this out a little bit closer. Here we have the earbud. As you can see, left-right indicator is there. I think there's also in one earbud at least an indicator for if you are wearing it or not. There's the touch area that you can see is like indented, so you can rest your finger pretty easily on it. And then we have the Mino logo here, or text, as you can see. And there's definitely some charging pins there as well. And that's basically it. As you can see, it's like using a two-stage kind of thing. So this is supposed to be going into your ear, and this with the stem is supposed to be outside of your ear. You can see some micro vents, or microphone holes, or vents, what I want to say. And let's check it out. I think in terms of wearing and how they look and fit like. In terms of wearing them, you just put them in your ear like a normal stem cell. You put it like this, you can handle it like this, but then if I handle it like this, I accidentally trigger it. So this is why I'm holding it at the stem itself, because the stem is not touch sensitive. And I twist it and turn it until I have a complete seal, and then this is how they will look like in my ears. I already did it on my left ear as well. So what do you think about this one here? And how do you, what do you think about those in terms of like how they look like? I can tell you they fit pretty nicely. I don't have any pressure on this. I think they have some kind of ventilation going on there as well. And they fit pretty nicely there. And even if for longer takes, I wouldn't have any issues. But sleeping with them, I think there's a little bit of pressure that can be pushed inside of your ear, and this is why they are probably not ideal for sleeping. Pairing the Tanchjim Minos up is pretty easy, so the only thing that you have to do, we have a visitor, Timmy is inspecting. The only thing that you have to do is open up the case, and you will see it like flashing green there, and then it will start the pairing process. If it's not pairing, you can take one of the earbuds out. Yeah, Timmy, sniff for inspection. One of the earbuds out, and then double tap and hold the touch sensitive area, and then it will go into pairing mode. Yeah, Timmy likes those well. And this is how you pair them up, basically. In terms of controls, you have almost everything of the basics that you need to have, like either touching left or right to play and pause, double tapping the right to go to the next song, double tapping the left to go to the previous song is also included. If you press and hold on the left earbud, it will go into or switch between the ANC mode and ANC off mode. And when you are in ANC mode, or even in your off mode, I think, you can touch the right earbud and press and hold, and this goes into transparency mode on or off, which is quite cool and interesting. And as far as I can tell, it's also after you put them in and put them out again, it will be in the last mode that you selected, which is quite cool indeed. So these are the controls, but there's also, for those people who miss maybe the volume controls, an option in the app. Yes, we also have an app, even though it's not really prominently marketed here, but I will show you the app in just a second. Before we start talking about a real big deal of the app and how to get it, First of all, what I wanted to show you is if I go into Bluetooth settings here, it doesn't support pulling the connection. So if I'm connected to another device, I have to disconnect first before I can connect to a device that it was previously connected to. So this is something that you have to keep in mind. There's also no multi-connection possibility, sadly, on this one. But I think for the price, it is still understandable. So what I will show you right now is the app. And the app is currently not available on the Play Store, but I got it from HyperOS, in this case Xiaomi's app store, under Get Apps, and you can search for Tanchjim. And if you search for Tanchjim, then you will find the app there. And this is how I got this app, as you can see here. And if I open it up, it will allow me to connect. I have two. I have a pre-production model and I have a production model, and I can connect to one of them. There we go. This is the one that I'm connected to. And here I have like a basic application that allows me to see some basic stuff like my mode. I'm now in off. I can go into transparency and ANC mode, can switch between that. My daughter is agreeing apparently. I have the left and right ear battery indicator. I have some custom button options, and this allows me to select and customize my buttons like previous song. Left ear double click, I can change it to other things that I have here. And the same goes for, let's go back. Same goes for play, pause, and the next song, but also volume increase and volume down. So I can assign it, for example, to a triple strike. You can, now I know why triple strike is not working, because the voice assistant is set to triple strike. So if you don't need the voice assistant, turn off this function, click on sure, and then go into voice increase and so choose triple strike. Here I have to choose volume increase. I want to have on the right ear triple strike, and volume down I want to have the left ear triple strike. Sure. And now I can save the settings, and now it should work. So if I double tap here, maybe I have to play back something here from my music library, maybe that I have here, just this one here. Yes, it's working, as you can see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm like getting it down. So yeah, this is working, but it's sometimes a bit finicky because sometimes it only registered 2 presses. And if I have only 2 presses, it's just going 1 step back. So this is something that is a bit finicky still, but you have the possibility to set it up. ANC and transparency settings. So you have the possibility to also have the press control here. So for noise control, and you can switch between on the left ear between off, transparency, or ANC. By default, it's off and ANC. And my daughter has some issues, so let's help her, and then we talk about the app further. So she's fine now, and let's check out the rest here. So like I said, ANC and transparency settings that I can set up if I want to. And then we have some sound settings as well. We have mode settings here. We have normal mode and we have game mode. As you see, I have game mode active. I can switch to normal mode now to have like a bit of a higher bitrate. And yeah, you have also the possibility to turn game mode on somehow, but I don't know actually how. I think it's also triple tap or 4 times tap or something like this to turn it on. I didn't see it here in the options. Then volume calibration, so I can choose the volume and change the volume here. And some other sound settings, like for example different EQs here. Instrument enhanced, popular sound, vocal enhancement, balanced sound, nature sound, or custom sound. And if I go to custom sound, I can go into this arrow and have like an equalizer where I can set up the sound to the levels that I want to, which is quite useful if you want to tweak the sound to your liking. So very nice that we have this here. Let me go back to default sound. Now Timmy is like barking around because there's another dog running out in the snow, and he also wants to be in the snow. Then one interesting thing is ear detection switch. So we have the possibility to have the ear detection function. So if you turn your earbuds out of your ear, it will detect it, pause, and if you put it in back in your ear, it will play back. This is not working 100% for me. So, and sometimes it's working, sometimes not. So I would prefer to turn it off until they fix it. And volume memory is also preserving the volume, which is also quite nice for each app, which is also a nice option that you have here on the sound settings. So we have quite a few options here that make it like a little bit better than I would have expected the Tanchjim Mino to be. Quick user guide and of course very important firmware update, OTA updates that we can choose here, and I'm on the latest version here, but you have the possibility to update the Tanchjim Mino here for other settings as well. Those are the settings in this little app, and I will try to link the app somehow. Maybe I have to, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to upload it somewhere else, but it is available, like I said, on HyperOS on a Chinese device that I have here under the Get apps. You can download it. As you saw, it is in English, fully in English, so I can only guess that they will release it to the Play Store pretty soon, and it doesn't need any login or something like this. You just opened it up and detected my Tanchjim connected already and offered me this, and I can also do it with my pre-production model, but I'm not sure if I am able to do firmware updates with this because the pre-production model was a little bit flaky here. So this is the app and the app experience on Tanchjim Mino. Tanchjim Mino, let's talk battery life, because this is quite interesting. We have around 5 hours with ANC on. Actually, I think it was a little bit lower than 5 hours, 4 hours and 45 minutes. And around 6 hours, 5 hours, 55 minutes, 1 hour longer, basically without ANC on. And this allows us to use it with this case up to, what is it, 26 almost hours with ANC and almost 31 hours without ANC, which is quite impressive. So I think Tanchjim is speaking about 1 week battery life, which is tremendous. But of course, yeah, it's around 31 hours if you have ANC turned off. So it is quite interesting. Also, charging was quite fast as well, which I really like, which is also a nice addition to this one. So yeah, you can use them for a quite long trip as well. Let's talk a little bit about the ANC and its quality. If you have them in your ears, if they fit, they're pretty nice. You get a little bit of, especially the deep rumble noises filtered out. For sure, my daughter's noise probably not, so because it's too high, so higher noises are creeping in, definitely for sure, especially if they're crying or shouting. And yeah, she's playing now, this is why she's shouting. She's okay, she's fine. And anyway, we have ANC that is okay-ish for this kind of price tag, but it's nothing to write home about. It's nothing that can compete with the higher end classes that are very good in filtering out surrounding sounds. This one here is only good for the rumble bass. So if you're on a train station and the trains are passing by, you definitely hear them, but it's a little bit more muffled then. And if you're on a plane or something like this, those deep rumble voices, the noises get cancelled out, but everything else still will be hearable and listenable. So yeah, this is what you have to make when you paying such a price here for the Tanchjim Mino. As well, what is quite interesting is the transparency mode. We have transparency mode here. It's also not the best in class. You have lots of it's for this class. I think it's okay-ish kind of noise floor that you will get, so that when no one is speaking, that you hear basically. And it's quite okay for this kind of price tag, I would say, but I heard already definitely better in this regard. But nevertheless, it's quite okay to have this. And especially when it comes to voice optimization, there's nothing really there that is like optimizing someone else's voice to understand it better if you have music playing. So this is something that's a very, let's say, like starter kind of pack when it comes to ANC and transparency here on the Tanchjim Mino. This is now a test using the Tanchjim Mino as microphones here on my Honor Magic 5 Pro, which has the ability to use true wireless headsets microphone as their wireless microphone, basically. So ignore this wireless mic because it's not plugged into this phone right now. We are hearing the Tanchjim Mino right now and their mic system. What do you think about the audio quality here? This is what you can expect also in terms of phone or call quality. Usually with my daughter playing in the background, maybe you will hear her. She's like going around here and trying to catch some balls from the little. I can see some balls here. So here's some balls. She's playing with those and trying to catch all of them and collect them there in their own department. So what do you think about the audio quality here of the Tanchjim Mino? Let's talk about the audio quality, and when we want to talk about the audio quality, we will have to definitely talk about the sound graph that you can see here gladly on the box of Tanchjim Mino. And this one reminds me a lot of the Tanchjim 1 that I also have here. So also the shape of them is also like with this indent. There could be also a button there. Pretty similar in terms of sound. The only thing that you will notice the difference is not so much the bass and the mids, which is quite interesting, but the highs that I don't think are going so far down on the Tanchjim 1. Anyway, this means we have like an emphasis on the highs. However, the bass is very prominent as well. So this is something that Tanchjim is specialized into. When I had for a short time, because it was a faulty kind of product, the Tanchjim Zeros that I got, I was also surprised because it has a flat line basically, that it has a lot of bass there, and here also have a lot of bass, but it's not like this rumbly super punchy bass that you will get with others that have more highs, more elevated bass there. This is more emphasis on the highs, but without getting too harsh. And also this means like not getting too harsh, so it's very safe and balanced. We have a little bit of like lacking treble there for sure, but the same goes for the bass. So there's a bit of lacking bass there as well. But overall, it's a very balanced kind of sound that we have here on the Tanchjim Mino. I like to listen to it very much, especially for podcasts with this warm voice, but it's not like rumbling so much with the bass being too elevated here. So this is quite interesting. And yeah, compared to something like this here, for example, I would say this one is here definitely a little bit more mid and voice centric. And this one is more universally usable. Like I said, very balanced. And maybe for those who think these are a little bit too harsh, this is the right one to get, because you get a little bit more bass there, a bit more warmth and oomph that you don't have with the other ones. So this is it in terms of sound quality. Talking about the sound quality, we have to talk about the Bluetooth codec. You can see it already for those who didn't see it. Tanchjim Mino here, the production model AAC there. And when we check on it, it has just AAC as the highest quality that you will get here. So there's no aptX, aptX adaptive, aptX low latency, or LDAC or something like this. So ANC is what we get here as the Bluetooth audio codec of choice. So my verdict, for around 40 euros, the Tanchjim Mino are definitely a very interesting choice. If you like a little bit more warmer, kind of bassy sound that is not so sibilant maybe like some others in this price region. We have ANC, we have transparency, we even have an app, even though it's not really official, but it is working somehow. And if I make it official and allow us all the configurations, we have basically everything. The only thing that I would really like them to optimize is the touch controls. My daughter is, I think, agreeing with me. The touch controls, because they're a bit finicky, especially the double and triple tap distinction. This is might be the reason why they didn't have it in by default, the double and triple tap option. So the triple tap option basically was only there, I think, for entering gaming mode, but it was not there for like volume up and down, because it's a bit finicky, and entering gaming mode is something that you don't do so often. So nevertheless, the Tanchjim Mino are a very good pair for around 40 euros, and I can really recommend them, I think, because for the price they offer, I think a very good sound. Remind me a lot of the Tanchjim ones here. And I like them especially also for listening to movies and to radio and podcasts, for example. We have like usually this warmth kind of microphones and more bassy kind of microphones, and you get this like warmth kind of feeling listening to one of the radio or podcast moderators there. And talk shows or such things are also very nice there if they use like this very like bassy kind of microphones. Otherwise, it's a pretty good headset. True wireless, also in terms of battery life, that I really like. It feels very solidly built for the price, I would have to say. So this one, in comparison to some others, feels a little bit more solidly built, I have to say, even though they are very lightweight. And don't have any comfort issues even after listening hours and hours. Podcasts, like I said, 5-hour podcast is possible to listen with them, which is quite nice indeed. So Tanchjim Mino, definitely a winner here. The pre-production model was like, had lots and lots of issues. I'm glad that they sent me the production unit right now, and this one has fixed most of the issues that I had. In terms of sound quality, I like the possibility with the app to tune it to your liking, so you can tune it. If you don't like it, like the default tuning, you have the possibility to choose one of the presets, or even have an equalizer where you can tune it the way you like it, which is quite nice as well on the Tanchjim Mino. That's it for my little review of the Tanchjim Mino. You find the link down below to buy the Tanchjim Mino, and until the next time, bye.